Hi orchid lovers, in today's video, I'm sharing a practical tip for dealing with root rot and stagnant leaf growth. If your plant shows signs of severe root damage and limited leaf development, this method can help restore its health more effectively. As you can see, the roots are heavily rotted, yet the plant is still blooming. This condition makes it difficult for the flowers to maintain their form and longevity. I'll trim away the damaged roots, helping the plant redirect nutrients toward the growth of new, healthy root systems. Removing decayed or non-functional roots reduces the plant's energy expenditure on parts that no longer contribute to its survival. This allows it to focus entirely on recovery and regeneration. Trimming old, worn-out roots not only prevents further rot from spreading, but also creates space and airflow around the base, which is essential for healthy root development. These new roots will absorb water and nutrients more efficiently, allowing the plant to stabilize and regain strength. After repotting, this process significantly improves the chances of survival, especially in orchids, which rely heavily on root health for growth and flowering. Regular root inspection and timely pruning are key steps in maintaining a resilient plant capable of bouncing back from stress. We'll begin by misting the entire plant with clean water using a spray bottle. This preliminary step serves a functional purpose. It helps stimulate the opening of stomata, which are microscopic pores on the surface of the leaves. These stomata play a critical role in gas exchange and nutrient absorption. I have created subtitles in multiple languages. Please select your preferred language. Comment below and let me know which country you are watching from. It's amazing that we can connect from all around the world. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to support me and never miss any orchid care tips. By encouraging them to open, we prepare the plant to receive and utilize nutrients more effectively. Spraying with plain water also gently cleans the leaf surface, removing any dust or residue that might block these pores. This ensures the plant is physiologically ready before any fertilizer or nutrient solution is applied. It's a simple step, but it directly improves the plant's ability to respond to care and absorb essential elements through both roots and foliage. Prepare 1 orange. Next, we'll make use of orange peel. Citrus peel contains natural acids and essential oils that offer mild antibacterial and antifungal properties. When applied properly, it can help reduce the risk of infection in weakened or freshly trimmed root areas. Cut the orange peel into small pieces. This increases the surface area, allowing the beneficial compounds, such as natural acids and oils, to be released more effectively. Smaller pieces also make it easier to apply the peel around the base of the plant or near the root zone in a controlled manner. Put it into the jar. Pour 500 milliliters of water. Stir the solution. Soak it for 30 minutes. Use 1 tablespoon of oats. Oats contain natural compounds such as beta-glucans and small amounts of nutrients that can support microbial activity in the root zone. Pour 500 milliliters of water. soak it for 20 minutes. After 30 minutes, once the nutrients have had time to dissolve into the water, stir the mixture thoroughly to ensure even distribution. Then, strain the orange peel solution through a fine mesh or filter. This step removes solid particles while preserving the beneficial compounds in the liquid. A clean, filtered solution is easier to apply and reduces the risk of residue buildup in the growing medium or on plant surfaces. Alright, so in this first step, we're going to use the orange peel solution to wipe down the orchid leaves. What this does is more than just cleaning. Orange peel contains trace minerals like potassium, magnesium, and small amounts of calcium. These help promote stronger, greener foliage and support the plant during recovery, especially when it's under stress. When we wipe the upper side of the leaves, we're actually helping the plant open its stomata. Those are the small pores responsible for gas exchange and photosynthesis. Cleaner surfaces mean better light absorption and more efficient CO intake, so the plant can photosynthesize properly. Now, wiping the underside is just as important. Another thing. This simple action of wiping with orange peel solution has a kind of built-in protective effect. The natural oils and mild acidity in the peel can deter pests like red mites, aphids, and other insects that tend to bother orchids. It's not a chemical pesticide, but it works like a natural barrier. With regular use, it helps the plant stay healthier without needing to rely on synthetic treatments. Now, timing matters too. Try to do this either in the early morning or in the late afternoon. That way, the leaves have time to absorb moisture and nutrients without getting scorched when the sun is at its peak. Alright, after about 20 minutes, once the nutrients from the oats have had time to dissolve into the water, we're going to give the mixture a good stir to make sure everything is evenly blended. Then, we'll strain the solution through a fine mesh or filter to remove any solid oat particles. This gives us a clean liquid base that's easier to work with. Now moving on. For the next step, we're going to take that combined solution of oats and orange peel and pour it into a fine mist spray bottle. This method is honestly one of the most practical approaches, especially if you're someone with a busy schedule but still want your orchids to stay healthy and active. You don't need to be out there watering every day. A fine mist lets you deliver nutrients and moisture without soaking the medium or overwhelming the plant. By spraying this nutrient-rich mist, the plant absorbs it gently through the leaves and aerial roots. The light application helps maintain humidity around the foliage and root zone, which orchids absolutely love. In fact, orchids naturally come from humid forest environments where they take in moisture from the air. They don't like their roots sitting in water, but they thrive in moist air. That's why this method works so well. It mimics their natural habitat. And just a quick fact, orchids actually perform a good amount of nutrient absorption through their leaves and aerial roots, not just from the potting medium. So when you mist them like this, especially with a balanced solution, you're supporting the entire system, not just the base. It improves hydration, boosts metabolism, and keeps the plant in active growth. Now, you can do this once a week. That's enough to maintain good moisture and nutrient balance without overdoing it. Just one heads up. Once your orchid has entered the flowering stage or has buds forming, try not to spray directly on the blooms. Flowers are more delicate and don't like excess moisture on their petals. Too much mist can shorten their lifespan or cause spotting. Also, just a quick reminder, try not to spray directly onto the flowers. Orchid blooms are delicate, and excess moisture on the petals can cause spots, reduce their lifespan, or even lead to fungal issues if the environment stays too wet. It's better to focus on the leaves and root area, where the plant can actually absorb the nutrients and benefit from the mist. Keeping the flowers dry helps them last longer and stay in better condition overall. Alright, now for the third step, we're going to water the orchid, thoroughly using the solution made from oats and orange peel. This time, instead of misting, we want to give the plant a full soak. The idea here is to let the root system absorb all the minerals and organic compounds that are present in the mix. When applied this way, the nutrients reach deeper into the growing medium and come into full contact with the roots. Oats are actually a really interesting natural supplement. They contain trace amounts of phosphorus, potassium, and beneficial organic matter that supports microbial activity around the root zone. When broken down, oats release simple sugars and amino acids that help feed the good bacteria and fungi in the potting medium, the kind that encourage stronger, more responsive root development. Paired with the light acidity and antimicrobial effects of orange peel, this solution gives the roots both nourishment and protection. Now, you only need to do this about 3 times every 2 weeks, so roughly every 4 or 5 days. And here's the important part. Only let the roots sit in this solution for around 20 minutes. That's more than enough time for the plant to absorb what it needs. If you leave it soaking for too long, especially with organic materials like oats involved, you risk oversaturating the medium. Soak it for 20 minutes. So, after about 20 minutes of soaking, once the plant has had enough time to absorb the nutrients, we'll go ahead and lift it out of the solution. At this point, the roots have already taken in what they need. Any longer, and the excess moisture could start causing problems, especially in orchids, which are very prone to root rot if kept too wet for too long. Let's take a closer look at the roots after 3 weeks of using the oat and orange peel solution. First, you can see several new root tips forming. They're light green to whitish in color, which is a clear sign of active, healthy growth. These tips are slightly plump and glossy, indicating that the roots are absorbing moisture properly without being waterlogged. Older roots that were previously dull or slightly shriveled are now firmer and more hydrated. They've regained a healthy texture, not too soft, not too dry. There's no sign of blackened or mushy areas, which means we've successfully avoided rot. Now let's take a look at the yellow blooms. Overall, the color is consistent and well pigmented, a solid, even yellow without fading or patchy tones, which tells us the plant is receiving balanced nutrients and light. The petals are firm and hold their shape well, with no signs of wilting or edge browning. That's usually the first thing to show stress. And here we don't see that, which is a good indicator of stable hydration and proper care. And that's it for today's orchid care update. Thanks so much for watching and joining me on this journey to healthier, stronger plants. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a tip. Drop a comment below to share your own orchid stories or questions. I love hearing from you.